Hello friends! My name is Shayla and today I'm here to talk to you about what I have already read and what I plan on reading through the month of August. So as you guys know, life has been crazy for me, so filming has been a little harder. I'm hoping to get a few things filmed so I can start to upload a little more consistently for you guys. And so let's talk August. To start the month of August out, I've already read 4 things. 3 of them were manga and 1 was a graphic novel, so it's not anything too dense. But it is plentiful, so I wanted to talk about those real quick so that I can just wrap them up here, and then I will move on to what I plan on reading and what I'm currently reading this month. So first up, let's get the obvious one out of the way. I continued on with Fairy Tail with Volume 12. As you guys know, I love Fairy Tail. This one's 5 stars. It concludes a major arc for me. It's one of my favorites in the entire series. It involves Urza. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Fairy Tail, it's about a guild of wizards who go on various tasks and adventures and end up saving the world over and over and over again, which I just love and adore. There is an anime based on the series, and I'm really enjoying the manga. It just feels so dense and so real, and I just love it. I really do. I enjoy the art style. I think Hiro Mashima is great, and I highly recommend checking out Fairy Tail. Next up is Magi Volume 1. This is about a little boy named Aladdin who has his djinn friend with him, and he's asked his djinn for one wish, and, well, his djinn offered him one wish. And it's fun to figure out what his wish was and the adventures that he goes on with Alibaba and lots of other really fun characters. This is a very fan service manga, so if fan service bothers you, definitely pass on this one. I ended up giving this particular volume 4 stars. I think the story is great and it's got a lot of potential in where it's going, so I will be continuing on with this. Next up is Let's Dance a Waltz Volume 1 by Natsumi Ando. And this is just a really cute contemporary manga that involves dancing. Basically, there's this cool boy at school. He doesn't want anybody to know he dances, and that his mom is a dance teacher. And, you know, he has this couple, this dancing couple that are his friends that are trying to encourage him. And he kind of meets his dancing true match for all intensive purposes. And it's a girl he knows from school, and so he tries to run away from it. And it's really a fun adventure about, you know, people coming into their own and not being afraid of being vulnerable or getting hurt. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I plan on picking up the 2nd volume soon. It's just cute and sweet and contemporary, and it just makes me smile. So if you need something to make you smile that doesn't take you forever to read, pick this one up. And last but not least on what I've already read for the month is White Sand by Brandon Sanderson. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars. This is the start to a new world with Brandon Sanderson, and you really are just getting a nibble of this. This is only about 160 pages long. The art style is nice. I enjoy it at least. Not everybody enjoys this particular art style, but I find it very appealing and very fitting for the story and the world in which it is. This talks about various different races in this same world, and it is absolutely fantastic. We focus on our main character here, Kenton, and his journey to stop living in the shadow of his father. And I love stories like that. It deals with religion and politics and so many other things that Brandon is such a genius at. Like I said, this is just a nibble, so I think once this whole series is complete, it'll definitely be a Brandon Sanderson win for sure. But I can understand how this first volume would not be normal Brandon Sanderson fans' cup of tea, as you don't really, as soon as this story starts to move is when it ends. So it keeps you hooked. Maybe wait till there's 2 or 3 volumes out before you dig in if that would bother you, but I am glad I have this and I'm glad that I have read it. Okay, so next up, what I'm currently reading. So I am currently reading Julia Vanishes by Katherine Egan. This is about a girl named Julia who, for all intensive purposes, cannot be seen when she chooses not to. And so she's a thief and a liar and all sorts of other things. And there's a huge mystery all surrounding Julia. I'm only about a chapter in. I've just barely started this. So I am really excited to dig into this and learn more about it. Next up is another manga, and this is the collector's edition of Fruits Basket Volume 1. This is a pleasant surprise. There is a lot more going on in this than I initially anticipated. This has to do with the Zodiac and all sorts of other things. I don't want to give anything away. There is an anime based on the series. So if you're really super curious, you could go and watch the first episode and probably figure out most of it. But I highly encourage you guys to pick this up. I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. I'm only like halfway through, probably. Almost halfway through. And I'm really enjoying it. I highly suggest checking out Fruits Basket. I highly suggest picking out Fruits Basket. Why can't I talk today? I highly suggest picking up Fruits Basket if you haven't already. Next up is the Doctor Who Time Lord Fairy Tales. April, Sarah, and I are buddy reading this month. We're essentially reading one story a day. We've really been enjoying our read so far. We both have a favorite so far, and it's the same one. So I can't wait to wrap up the entire book for you guys once we finish. I still need to read today's. Alrighty, so that is everything I'm currently reading. I have 3 more library books and my classic for this month that I'm hoping to get to. The classic I am reading this month is actually my book club book for my neighborhood, and that is Pudd'nhead Wilson by Mark Twain. I don't know a lot about this particular one, but all I know is the person hosting it is super excited for us to read this and engage with it, so I will be reading this very soon so that I have enough time to get it read and join the discussion with them. And then what I have left from the library is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. Again, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. They had it at my library, so I went ahead and picked it up. April read this recently and really liked it. It's a love it or hate it kind of book, so I am interested to see where I fall within this Cruel Beauty world. Next up is another super popular series on BookTube, and that is the Grisha Trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first volume, Shadow and Bone. I want to read Six of Crows. I've heard lots of good things about it, and I do like heist novels, and so I feel like I need to at least become familiar with the world a little bit, so I plan on reading at least this first book. I might read the entire trilogy depending on how I feel about this first book. I've heard, again, most people felt kind of lukewarm about this first book, so depending on how I feel will depend on whether I continue or not. And last but not least is Endure by Sarah B. Lawson. This is the conclusion to the Defy series. I've really loved the Defy series, but I refuse to buy the hardback when my other 2 are paperback. Hashtag reader problems, peeps. But I ended up checking this out from the library because I couldn't wait till it came out in paperback to read it. So I'm going to read it, and as soon as it comes out, I will pick it up to add to my shelves because I really enjoy the series as a whole, and I am really excited to conclude this series. I have like a week or something to read all these library books, so I will probably end up renewing some of them. Anyways, guys, that's all I'm planning on reading right now and what I've already read for the month of August. Let me know in the comments down below what you plan on reading, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye.